Barely, mid-December, but let's go ahead and say.
In fact, it's not.
You got two teams in Milwaukee and Los Angeles who are 23-3. Okay, both early favorites to meet in the finals. Who's playing the best right now?
I feel that the Los Angeles Lakers are playing the best right now. You talk about a team, the components of what they have. When you hear LeBron James says that he listens to his guys talking about the way he's playing, he's taking constructive criticism. When you have a player like Anthony Davis, when you have another champion in Danny Green and JaVale McGee, when they can say things to you, it's easier to hear that as compared to when LeBron was in Cleveland and nobody had won any championships then. There was a lot of pressure on him then. Now he understands the game quite well, where he can take that constructive criticism and move forward. But also, look at how these guys, the Lakers that is, playing the role players the way they're playing. You're getting great minutes out of Caldwell Pope, excuse me. You're getting great minutes out of JaVale McGee, Danny Green. Everyone coming in, it's not about them, but about the process of making this team better.
Let's close this out with some trivia here. This is only the second time in NBA history that two teams have started the season 23-3 or better. Any guesses? Don't cheat.
I just looked at this. Locales here. We're in South Beach, Bruce. South Beach Showdown. You know the area. You know the team. Miami yet to lose at home, 11-0. But LeBron is there, his old haunt, doing the chalk toss. You got Chris Bosh there as well. Lakers looking to run their road win streak to 13. Early on, though, LeBron a little careless with the basketball.
Yeah, and that's what happens sometimes when you're thinking the game. He was thinking the game early on because he likes to figure things out. But when you think the game, you forget to play the game.
Well, 4 turnovers was his game in the first quarter. He'd have 7 in the first half alone. He got 18 points off of those turnovers in the first half. That's a career high for turnovers in the first half. LeBron?
My teammates got on my ass. They told me you're playing too passive. You're thinking about the game too much instead of just reading and reacting and doing what you do. They told me just be me. So I was like, thank God we got 2 halves in a basketball game where I can flush the first one.
Got to flush it. That's easy to say. Then he goes out and does it.
And this is where we talk about the greatness of LeBron James. Figuring out the situation, being able to take that constructive criticism and be better the next half.
Can you imagine being somebody who steps to one of the greatest players on the planet and says, yo, you got to pick this up?
No, that's what a team is about, Randy. The fact that you do have guys that you trust out there. Danny Green's also a champion. So you have individuals there that you can go to and say, hey, what's going on?
And Green said, second half, LeBron definitely picked it up. You saw the 11-0 run in the third quarter. Fourth quarter, Lakers up 6. LeBron tapping to Davis. It helps when you have AD. He goes for 33 and 10 with 3 blocks. This one in midair. So hustle plays, touch passes. LeBron had 12 dimes. The Heat wouldn't go away, though. Duncan Robinson getting starters minutes. He sank 3 threes. He had 9 points. And the Heat are right in this thing here.
They are, and the Heat, they did such a wonderful job of running through their sets, but you see these guys moving. They do everything with pace and purpose. Yeah. That's what the Miami Heat is about, and that's why they have the win streak.
Anthony Davis, though, you like threes. He'll step back and knock down one. So Lakers lead by 5. Kendrick Nunn comes back. We've talked about Kendrick Nunn. He had 16 points. He brings the Heat within 1.
The Miami Heat finds a way of finding guys on the floor in transition. They're never out of things.
It's going to be Jimmy Butler trying to take this game-tying 3 final seconds. I mean, who else? And he just levels LeBron. The shot doesn't go. Maybe that's a ball don't lie situation. The Lakers get the win. Miami gets its first home loss of the season. That's a straight shove from Butler. And the physicality of this game, bit of a throwback, and it forced LeBron to make this analogy post-game.
Well, it was like a heavyweight bout. Like the old days, the old boxing, performance, Ali type atmosphere, type rhythm, type physicality. 2 teams that are playing extremely well right now in this part of the season. 2 teams that play physical, play together, play hard. That's where they are right now in the season, and that's where we are at this point in the season.
All right, LeBron back at his old stomping grounds, also doing something he's done so often in his career, his 769th game with at least 25 points. That ties Michael Jordan for the 3rd most games in NBA history. LeBron could have a chance to break Kareem's all-time record later this season.
Not to be overlooked in the really good NBA team conversation, the Bucks taking on the Grizzlies, and a reminder that the Bucks have won 16 straight. So naturally, things are getting tense. We're fighting. Also, we're reminding you all the teams that the Bucks have beaten in the last 16. The Thunder, the Bulls, the Pacers, the Hawks, the Trailblazers, the Pistons, the Jazz, the Cavs, the Hornets, the Knicks, the Clippers, the Magic, the Pelicans. Now they're going after the Grizzlies, who are managing sort of like an injury maintenance. It's not load management, it's injury maintenance. It's John Moran and Brandon Clark are going to sit this one out. And Giannis, who, by the way, just sat out Thursday. What is this? It's like a WWE
Yeah,
fight.
this
It's
is
not
a
ever
product.
gonna end.
Pro wrestling, man.
Product of Fresno, California, Robin Lopez.
I mean, okay, Giannis back in the lineup because he was managing his own quad injury, tendon soreness on Thursday. He missed Thursday. He's back looking good. In fact, Coach Bud said he was fabulous. Bucks by 5. Giannis.
If you double team, he cannot step through it. Come on, people.
Second quarter, Bucks up 7. Eric Bledsoe kicks it out to Giannis, and again, 9 points lead. But wait for it. Second quarter, game tied. Kyle Anderson.
What is that?
That is over Giannis, my friend.
Is it over on the side?
He's there.
On the side.
I'm sorry, he's there.
Wasn't over.
Grizzlies hung in this one. First half, they were down just 2, and then Jaren Jackson. This is the Jaren Jackson show in the third quarter. What did he do? That's the first 13 points of the quarter. What did he do here?
He got hot. And the fact that this is his second year, realizing where he can affect and impact the game, he does it on the block as well as the distance 3.
He said he had 26 points in the third. He was in a crazy rhythm.
Yeah, Randy, that's his motion.
That's a shooting motion.
Yeah.
Bigger.
Okay. It goes in.
Third highest points in a quarter this season, so it goes LeBron, Harden, Zach LaVine, and then you got Jaren Jackson, who finished with a career-high 43. Bucks down 1, Chris Middleton to Giannis, and that is over a full.
That's on your head.
But wait, hold on. There's a little bit of jawing here.
Okay.
And Giannis is going to be teed up for that. Not happy, but clearly there's enough energy there. And Coach Bud would later point to this by saying, like, he's a machine come the fourth. He almost outscored Memphis on his own in the fourth. But you think he's still hesitant with that 3?
Oh yeah, you saw the space there. It's not quite fluid like we see other three-point shooters. But also, that little dunk got him going.
Giannis went for 37, 11 rebounds. Bucks have now won 17 straight. This one over the Grizzlies, 127-114. So 17 in a row. And the second longest streak in the NBA over the last 5 seasons. The Warriors, you'll remember, they won 24 to open the 2015 season. That'd be 2015-2016. During this streak, though, for the Bucks, they're averaging in fields. And it all starts right now.
This is SportsCenter AM.
Oh, we got a Heisman finalist joining the show. What this experience means to Jalen Hurts and what he thinks of the LSU defense that he'll face in 2 weeks' time. We got the beard blasting off for his second straight 50-point game. How James Harden leaves Michael Jordan in the rear view and ties a record of his own. And why LeBron heating up in the second half cools off unbeaten Miami. Plus what Giannis cooks up as the Bucks win streak rolls to 17 straight on SportsCenter.
My teammates got on my ass. So I was like, thank God we got 2 halves in a basketball game.
Was that a cat?
There was a cat. There was maybe a hurt. I mean, listen, it's how we start Saturday. SportsCenter AM.
All right.
Nicole Briscoe is back. I'm Randy Scott. Bruce Bowen is back with us. Bucks and Lakers.
Happy family.
Bucks and Lakers stay streaking. Let's start with a 50-piece.
Yeah, and this will shock you none, but it comes from James Harden. It's the Rockets, it's the Magic, it's in Orlando. Harden went into the game with a chance to score more points through 25 games. More than any other NBA player ever. He needs just 16. So less than 1 minute into the game, he was tied at 3, and Harden gonna miss the layup, but don't worry, I'm gonna do it all by myself. That's his first bucket, first of many. The Magic coach, Bruce Bowen, said, when Harden's shooting like that, I don't know what you can do.
You can get closer to him. Look at all this space. And we know he's a master of that shot right there.
Step back.
But you have to do a better job on the defensive side.
What was the message here that Harden was sort of putting out there in Orlando, chasing Michael Jordan, again chasing 50?
I'm speechless.
Okay. Making history. I mean, it's 17 points early, so he's going to go ahead of Jordan for most points through first 25 games this season, the most since the NBA merger. And I remind you, this is all happening. The first half isn't even over. Like 30 seconds left in the first half, you got the Rockets up by 7, and you got a chance for him to do something else in history because Harden's already made 5 threes in the first half. Harden's 5 away from Curry's record for most threes for 25 games. Look at the space he creates.
You said already 5 threes. You would think someone would be closer to him. And that's the part where it's mind-boggling to a guy who used to play a little D.
A little bit.
But okay, so is it something that the Magic are doing wrong, or is it something that Harden's doing right?
Well, yes
Okay.
to that question. The fact that you continue to give a guy like that open space, you don't want him to look at the basket. He's so good at what he does, and it just shows you how great he is right now as far as scoring. We have never seen a scorer quite like this, but to still have the fervor and desire to continue on now.
He shot 15 threes. He made 10 of them, and he's tying Curry's 2015-16 record of 127 made threes for the first 25 games of the season. And you mentioned it earlier, the 50-burger. He had 54 points. He shot 61%, 67 from three. Harden said all he cares about is winning. I just want to win, whatever it takes. Well, apparently it's going to take 982 points in the first 25 games of the season for the Rockets to continue to do that. They beat the Magic 130-107. And James Harden has been somewhere between ridiculous and very ridiculous because he's now just the fifth player in NBA history with back-to-back 50-point road games. He's the first since Kobe did it back in 2007. And he's on this list of NBA players who've made at least 10 threes in consecutive games because it goes Steph Curry and James Harden, and that's it. Harden's effort is a Rockets franchise record. This is also Harden's fourth 50-point game in the last 7 games. It's his 12th of 2019, which is the most